any idea the effects that can have on a child if he or she struggles or doesn't learn how to read? It can include not doing their homework properly or comprehending their homework. If this is not corrected when they are a child, it can lead to issues when they are an adult. That's why reading clinics are fundamental and vital for children to perfect this craft of reading. Why did y'all start this reading clinic? What led y'all to believe that, y'all needed to provide this for the young youth?
Well, one big reason was as a result of the third grade reading test that was passed about 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years this spring that they had put that measure into place. And a lot of our kids in Northeast Oklahoma City are not doing so well as far as reading goes, and their literacy is just like out of whack. And we're not, as in Oklahoma City Public Schools, we're not even comparing with other school districts across the state. So, I mean, Northeast Oklahoma City, like, we've always had a deficit in literacy and in math skills and just general education. So that's why we started it, because we wanted these kids to have a leg up and to have mentors that could help them pass this reading test. So.
Okay. In your own words, why is it so vital and important for young people, little kids, to learn how to read, at the third grade level? Why is that so important?
Well, it's important to me because I know a lot about the not just the prison industrial complex, but the cradle to prison pipeline. And I started studying that about 3 years ago. Well, actually 4 years ago when I was in grad school. And basically what that is that kids will, like, if they're not reading by the third grade, on third grade level, like, they're already a statistic to be put in the prisons. And that's why literacy is so vital, especially in our community with Black and brown children, because they are at risk at being in the prison system, or making bad decisions because they're not educated. So.
Now, are you all taking volunteers for this reading clinic? And if so, what are the qualifications to become a volunteer?
We are taking volunteers. It's a rolling application process. And basically, you should be willing to take a background check, which that's because we're working with kids.
I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and so far we've had great volunteers. But you can be from any walk of life. Like, you can be teacher. We have a barber who's a volunteer. A couple of my friends are volunteering. We have high school students from Douglas volunteering. So, and they actually get community service hours that count towards graduation. So it doesn't matter, like, who you are or what you do. Like, if you want to volunteer, then you can do it. Just be willing to take a background check and fill out an application.
Your granddaughter, Sache, the one I just spoke with just a minute ago, she told me that this is your program. How did this come about?
Approximately 3 years ago, I was doing volunteer work at Edwards Elementary School. And as I was sitting in the class over a period of 6 months, I saw a need for improve the reading skill of each child. Over 45 or 60% of the kids, especially males, are having difficulty in reading. So I thought, well, maybe put in a little extra time on a Saturday. And that's how the Saturday school got started. It wasn't that the child doesn't know, it's just not spending enough time to improve the reading skill. And then they have all these tests that the state mandate that you have to take and you have to pass. And if you don't pass the reading and the math test, it's grounds for retaining you. So, and I said, well, let me just check. So each day when I'd go to school, especially in the afternoon, I spend an hour working with students in the second grade class. And the more time that I spend with them, they're proficient to improve, especially in the reading. Okay. But I found out the problem was sight words. And also in the classroom, especially in the last semester, you have to have what we call fluency. That means you have to read so many words per minute.
Okay.
So in the second grade, you got to read over 50 words per minute. And half of them, and if you don't know the word, then you lose time. 1 minute is not long, 60 seconds. And I found out that was the difficulty that they were confronted with. So I said, well, if I volunteer some of my time and help out, maybe I can help to improve. And that's how it got started. It was just a vision to improve and help students to improve, because so many are falling through the cracks. And the ones that can't read or have difficulty in reading, eventually, if they don't improve by the 5th or 6th grade, they end up in trouble. They become behavior problems. And
They're
the reason why
frustrated.
they're frustrated because of the difficulty in improving their reading skills. That's how it all got started.
Well, good. Well, I'm proud of you.
Hey.
Hopefully today you have learned the importance of teaching a child to read. And if you want to volunteer, they have this tutoring session every Saturday here at the Ralph Ellison Library. I'm Jillian Whitaker reporting for Better Black News, reminding you to be better.